Hi guys, Scott Woodward with you to just have a quick chat about tonight's big Monday night footy game between the Cronulla Sharks and the Manly Sea Eagles. Manly were very short in this game. I've firmed in the Sharks to now a converted try based on the wet ground and the fact that there's a possibility of some more rain prior to the game and maybe even during the game. Just given those conditions, wet grounds always bring teams closer together. And I have to say I really like some of the changes that the coach for the Sharks has made. I'm giving him a rap for having the guts to actually do it in round 3. Most coaches, when they settle on their halves combination, they generally hang in with it for a long while. But you know, look, if it's not working, why keep on the way you're going? He's got an opportunity to make some changes, and I like what he's done, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Just quickly looking at some stats, the reason why Manly are very short in this game, apart from the fact that they're unbeaten so far in 2012 and they are the current premiers, the last 6 times they've played the Sharks, they've beaten the Sharks, and importantly, they've won their last 5 games at Sharks' home ground, Toyota Stadium. But, you know, look, the Sharks got beat last week behind Newcastle Knights, and with just a little bit of luck, they could have quite easily led 18 points to 0. Early in that game. One problem that the Sharks don't have, and that's making breaks, tackle breaks and line breaks. They're very good at it. They've got a lot of good offence guys in that team. They do have a little bit of trouble with defence, particularly in their back line and defending their line, and they'll need to be right on their mark against the Brent Manly team if they hope to have any chance of winning this game. Let's just quickly talk about some of the players in this side, and particularly the change that the Sharks have made. Their best half, Todd Carney, he's moved from first receiver to second receiver, and that's going to improve his running game, giving him just a little bit more space, and he's a very dangerous customer when he's got a lot of space. I think he's in good form, and I think he's just going to continue to get even better. The fact that they've brought in Jeff Robson now, who's a very good talker and an organiser. He's no great shakes as a player, but he's a good defender, he's a good organiser, and he's the sort of guy that'll take a lot of pressure off Todd Carney. And if he can guide Carney around the field, and the forwards can give them a good go forward, and I'm sure they will. It's a great forward back. I think you'll see that Todd Carney can really shine in this game. They've got quite a good spine. They've got a very, very fast fullback in Nathan Gardner, and Isaac de Gois has been one of their form players of the year at hooker. So they have the makings of a really good spine here, the Sharks, and I think they can really put it to the Seagulls tonight. With Todd Carney moving to 6, that means that the guy who was in his position, Wade Graham, it now looks like he'll come in and play lock. He's big enough to play lock, and we mentioned that a few weeks ago, that's where we see his future in the forward pack, in the lock forward position. Now, for him to move in the lock, that means that their captain and best player, Paul Gallen, moves into the front row, and he'll play prop. And we saw the magical game he had in the State of Origin playing prop, and he's certainly arguably the best forward in the world. And it wouldn't matter where you play him, he'll have a great game. He's just a sensational player. So look, he'll command a lot of attention in the forward pack, but having a more mobile Wade Graham at lock will make the Sharks much more dangerous, and he has got a good offload in him, Wade Graham. So I'm going to be interested to see how that experiment goes, and it allows guys like Anthony Tupu and all that to come off the bench. So look, they've got a good bench, they've got a good forward pack, and I'm really interested to see how their 6 and 7 combination go today. Nobody really knows, and Manly don't even know, and that's probably going to decide the game and how the Sharks go. Look, I think the prices are right. I think a converted try is about what it should be. So from a value point of view, I can't have a bet head-to-head, and I can't have a bet at the line in this game. There's just no value for us. As much as I'd like to, we're on a good roll. 5 of our last 6 bets have won. And we should be 6 out of 6 had Josh Dugan not got injured on the weekend when his team were leading 8-0. We would have been going for our 7th winner here. But look, I just don't want to give you a tip for the sake of giving you a tip. I'll give you a tip if I think that there's excellent value in this game. Let me say, look at our Twitter, look at our Facebook, and if we'll let you know what the weather's like, and it happens to be raining just before the game or during the game, don't hesitate to take the plus start the Sharks, because I think that that will be great value in the rain. As far as the Seagulls are concerned, they haven't changed their combination at all from what's been winning for them, and why would they? Some of the players have been just fantastic, particularly the young halfback, Daly Cherry Evans. As I wrote in the Raw last week, if Jonathan Thurston is going to call himself a 5'8", then Daly Cherry Evans is the #1 halfback in the world, in my opinion. That's to take nothing away from Cooper Cronk. It's just that Daly Cherry Evans, he makes 3 times more line breaks than what Cooper Cronk does, and he's just as good a tactical kicker, just as good a defender, and just as good a talker. I think he's a wonderful player, and they're talking about him getting 85,000 and being worth $300,000 and $400,000. If he's not an $800,000 player, well, I don't know how to rate a player. So I just said I think he's the best halfback in the world, and the halfback is the most important position in a rugby league team. So you do the maths. If some guys are getting paid 6, 7, 800,000, Daly Cherry Evans certainly should be one of those guys. So he just never ceases to amaze me how he just keeps on getting better every week. What a wonderful player he is. One guy that there's a big rap on, Darcy Lussick, who's been vying for a new contract. I have to say, 2 touches last week, 2 mistakes, 2 drop balls, and gave a try away by doing so. So he has started the season in not good shape for a guy that's vying for a new contract. So looking for much better performance from Darcy Lussick. Certainly big raps on him. He's a big, tough, strong guy, and I will be watching closely how he goes tonight. But look, I think it'll be a great game. The Seagulls are deserved premiership favourites. They're in great form. They may very well hit a brick wall after the State of Origin like the Dragons did last year. Very, very hard to sustain this type of form, particularly after Origin, and you've just had a trip away to the UK. So particularly a club like the Seagulls that hasn't got a lot of depth. They've got good depth on the bench, but if they incur any more injuries, they're going to struggle a fair bit in the latter half of the year. So I wouldn't be backing them pre-post to win the grand final just yet. Let's get over the State of Origin and see what shape they're in. But for me, I'm just going to watch the game at the moment, keep monitoring the weather. Should be a great game. Really looking forward to seeing how Carney goes at 5'8" tonight. And I hope whatever you do, you back a winner, and I'll look forward to talking to you for the week. Good luck. Cheers.